Hi crafty friends, I'm Gail. Welcome to Wombat Hollow Crafts. This is my little corner of the YouTube universe where I talk about all the crafting things that I've done in the previous month. Today it is Saturday, it's the 2nd of August 2025 and we're doing our July 2025 stitching catch up. If you're a regular watcher, welcome, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome. Thanks for joining me. What are our stats for July? So we started off the month with 17 WIPs. We had one start, we had one finish, I had one FFO, which is, thankfully it was a very easy FFO because I still don't have my sewing machine. We still got lots of things that aren't unpacked yet. I worked on 5 projects altogether and I ended up the month with 17 WIPs again. So let's start with the FFO. The first project that I FFO'd was, if you remember earlier on in the year, I stitched a bookmark by Sweet Annette called The Cute Owl. So I finished that off. So that was the stitching. So all I had to do, the kit came with a pre-cut piece of felt. So all I had to do was attach that to the back, and then what I did, I used some of the unused thread and made a tassel. Now the problem with this, I thought, oh, everything's going to be unpacked. I'll have more than enough time to get everything together. No, we still haven't unpacked lots of things. I just have some things unpacked, but we still have lots of things that aren't unpacked. So Shane had to buy me some tacky glue on one of his trips around the place so I could finish this off, because all of my finishing supplies are in massive big pallet tubs still stacked up in the warehouse because we haven't unpacked everything yet. But yeah, that was my FFO for the month. So what I do have, I have the chart that it came with. I don't need this anymore. So I thought I'd do this as a giveaway. So if anyone would like this chart, in the comments down below, if you just want to put the word chart, C-H-A-R-T, I'm happy to post this anywhere in the world. If you want to put that down, and then I'll do a drawing when I do my next monthly update, and I'm happy to send this out. Obviously, all it is the chart. It's all, I bought this as a kit, but all the DMC, thread numbers are there. You could easily stitch this if you wanted to buy one of these timber forms from the Sweet Annette Etsy store. She does sell the timber forms, or you could just stitch it on fabric and make a really pretty bookmark. But yeah, if you want to win this chart, just put the word chart in the comments down below. Just excuse me, I'm going to have a drink of water. It's even though it's winter here, the air's still very dry. And ever since we've moved here, I've been living on iced water. That's what gets me through. Okay, finishes. I did finish. Hello, Mr. Monty. Oh, it's Mr. Ollie as well. Hello. Down here wanting a smooch and a cuddle. They've been very, very smoochy and very needy at the moment. I've had, as I said, I've had one finish during the course of the month, last month, and it was the first in my Mill Hill Jim Shaw 12 Days of Christmas series. So these, I'm stitching these on, I think it's 32 count lamb's wool. Let me have a look at the other pieces I've got here because I've got them all in one bag. Yeah, 32 count lamb's wool linen. And I'm doing these all on separate pieces of linen because I'm going to make them into pillows to put them in the display cupboard once I've finished. So this is it here. So I attach the button, and because it's Jim Shaw and Mill Hill, absolutely there's loads and loads of beads on it. So let me get the booklet and I'll put that behind so it shadows it so you can see it. So even though I did stitch it on the recommended 32 count linen, that's what they recommended to stitch, it was still a little bit difficult at times to place all the beads. So some of the beads aren't sitting like 100% flat, but I don't mind that at all. If I was doing it for a piece to go into a show or something like that, then I'd be more concerned about that. But this is just going to be a series of pillows that I put in the display cupboards over the side there. And so that's what it looks like. So that is number 1 in the 12 Days of Christmas by Jim Shaw and Mill Hill. Sorry if you can hear that click, click, clicking in the background. I have little dancing people on their solar panel dancing people. And even though I have moved the noisy ones on a shelf down below, they're still click, 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 clicking. So I do apologise if you can hear that. Okay, so week 1 of the rotation last month, from the 1st to the 7th, and then from the 29th to the 31st, and I also stitched on this yesterday as well. I was going to film yesterday, but it was Friday. I was busy at work and I really wasn't feeling 100% well. So I thought by the time I, finished doing what I had to do at work, I just really didn't feel like filming. And I thought, do you know what? Tomorrow's Saturday. We'll just film on Saturday. I'm sure you guys are happy to get a video. I'm sure you don't mind that it's one day late. This chart that I'm stitching on, I bought it as a kit from the Historical Sampler Company. It's called Reindeer Advent Calendar. So it came as a complete kit. It's being stitched on 16 count blue Aida using the kit provided DMC thread full cross 2/2. So my aim for this was to stitch all of the outside border, and it looks like a combination between mistletoe and holly. And then once I do that, once I've done that, I have finished that, I'm now onto all of this turquoisey green inner boxy borders. I'm going to finish doing all of that, and then I'm going to fill in. So I'm on the little blue borders at the moment. So this is where I'm up to. So I finished all of the border. Again, sorry, I'm filming in a funny spot today because I've got stuff piled on the chair that I have been sitting on, and so I've got the light coming in behind me at the moment. So yeah, so as you can see, I finished the border all the way around. So it's the same border all the way around. I'll just show this side when it's behind the thing, so there's no light, you can see it better. So I finished that border, and now I'm doing the boxes. So as most of you are aware that have been watching me for a while, I do like a bit of order and organisation in my life. Dogs are going off. Just hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. The joys of having pets, right? I don't know what they were going off about. There's nothing going on here except very dark grey skies. We're going to get a storm today. So yeah, I'm in the process of doing all the boxes. And then I thought, when I do the boxes, what I thought I would do, I'll just bring the chart back again, is some of the boxes have just got little snowflake motifs in them. So what I thought I may do, I may stitch, once I finish stitching all of the boxes, the outline of the boxes, I may stitch the snowflake motifs first, and then I'll start at 1, I'll completely finish 1 and go to 2 and go across like that. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, that's the plan. And then the second week of the month, from the 8th through to the 14th, I've been stitching on the 12 Days of Christmas, the Jim Shaw and Mill Hill chart. Now, I've showed you the finish that I had, so I had a little bit more beading to go, so I did that. This is the booklet. I'm currently now on to day 2, which is 2 turtle doves. So I have started stitching on that. And again, stitched on 32 count lamb's wool linen, using all of the recommended DMC threads and obviously all the Mill Hill beads and buttons, etc. It's full cross 2/2, and this is where we're up to. So what I've found with these, whenever I do a set or a series, I find a certain way of stitching them and I like to stick with that. So with these, I found I like to stitch the border first to make sure the border sort of all meets up, and then start stitching the inside. So as you can see, we're starting to get the two little turtle doves in the middle there. So I really enjoy stitching this one. And this is the piece that, along with the historical sampler company piece, I'll be taking this to the retreat that I'm going to next week. I'm going to the Stitches in Winter retreat at Ballarat in Victoria next week. Ballarat is a 6-hour drive away from where we are here. So I'm leaving here because I live in regional South Australia. So I'll be leaving here on the Thursday morning and driving over to Ballarat. So that way then I'm there ready for Friday, and we have the retreat Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday morning I leave Ballarat to drive back home here. So yeah, so I'll be taking the Historical Sampler Company Reindeer Advent Calendar and this one to stitch on. And look, I think I may even bring this one as well to stitch on because I do enjoy this one. This is week 3 of the month, from the 21st to the 27th. No, sorry, from the 22nd to the from the 15th to the 21st. Sorry. This series I'm currently stitching is the Little House Needleworks Log Cabin Christmas, and I'm on to chart number 7, which is Log Cabin Mrs. Snow. So this one, I'm stitching this on 32 count natural raw linen using the recommended DMC threads. I'm not doing the Classic Colourworks version. I'm doing the DMC equivalent, full cross 2/2. And this is where I'm up to with this one here. So essentially I finished stitching the border, and then I completely finished stitching the tree and the little fence and snow, and I'm starting sort of on the house now. So considering we've had a lot on this last month, and I'll get to that in life update, I don't think I've done too bad really stitching on this. I didn't get a lot of time to stitch on this because we were driving around to medical appointments and that sort of thing. So yeah, there's that one. And then the last week of the rotation, which is the 22nd through to the 28th, I'm stitching on a Doreen Jane piece. This is Jolly Stocking. This was purchased as a downloadable PDF from the Doreen Jones Etsy store. So I'm stitching this on 14 count Black Ada, full cross 2/2, using all of the recommended DMC threads. And I am really, really enjoying this, except this Black Ada, it's like a magnet for any type of fluff. So yeah, any type of, sorry, I'm gonna drink of water. Any type of black fluff, it's attracted to it. Okay, so this is where we're at the moment. So since I've seen you last time, I finished the little round circle of his hat. I finished doing all of the remaining snowflakes on this side and this side. I've done all of the leaves now, and I've started on the word jolly. I really love Doreen Jane charts. I've got loads of her patterns in my stash. I like her aesthetic. I like her designs. So yeah, that's where we're at. Very, very cute. So that's all my stitching. One thing I do have to share with you, as I promised last monthly update, I did finish a large diamond painting, and I had it right down the other end of it, and I can see, it's really frustrating. I can see a hair on it. I'm trying to get rid of that hair. There we go. I finished this diamond painting. It was down the other end of the craft room. but I thought I'd show you now. This is Santa's Surprise by Diamond Art Club. The original artwork was by Randall Spangler. It's a 20 by 28 inch piece. It's a round diamond painting, 60 colours. It had 5 ABs and 2 fairy dust. So this is what it looks like. It's very, very cute. I love it a lot. You probably can't see today because the weather's not that great, but the sparkle on it is just absolutely phenomenal. So that was really, really good. And what I have been doing since then, I've gone through and sorted out all of my budget diamond painting kits, because all of my brand name budget kits, the more expensive ones, are still all packed away in the tubs in the shed. I'm going like this because I'm looking at the warehouse directly out this window here. So what I've been doing, I've got all of the budget diamond paintings here. So I've sorted all of those out because I incorporated all of my mum's collection as well with them. So I sorted some out. I got rid of some that I knew that I was never, ever going to diamond paint. They just weren't my thing. And I sorted them into three categories. Can you see the little boy is this is Ollie. He's been very, very smoochy and very sooky this morning. He just wants cuddles. So, yeah. But yeah, these diamond paintings, I sorted them into 3 categories. I sorted them into like off-canvas pieces. So things like notebooks and key rings and all of that sort of thing, because I've got lots of diamond painting key rings that I've finished, but I've also got lots of diamond painting key rings still to do. And my mum had quite a few as well, because I told her my plans and she really liked it. So she was going to do the same thing for a small Christmas tree in the nursing home she was at, but unfortunately we never got to realise those dreams for her. But I have got a large pencil pine Christmas tree, artificial one, that I use in here in the craft room, and I use diamond painting key rings to decorate them. They're really, really pretty. So I've got all of those still to do. So I've done quite a few of those off my list. So I'm planning on finishing all of the off-canvas pieces first, and then I've sorted out the special diamond paintings from the regular diamond paintings. So I will slowly and systematically get to all of those moving forward. So the off-canvas pieces, I'm not noting those down in my logbook at all. I'm just doing those and putting them in like the display cupboard, or if they're notebooks, I'm putting them aside for, whatever. In fact, what I may do, whoever wants to win this chart, I may just randomly pull out one of the diamond painting notebooks that I've done and send that to you as well. That'd be nice, won't it? Nice little treat. So I've been doing that. As I said, I haven't been making notes of those in my diamond painting logbook. I just want to put the paintings in there. So I've gone through quite a lot of them over the last couple of months. So hopefully, by before the end of the year, I will have finished all of those. So I've cleared another plastic tub. So that's it as far as craft things that have happened. So if that's all that you're here for, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you again next month. Now, life update. What's been happening? We've had lots happening here. For me personally, my diabetes is completely all over the shop at the moment. So much so now that one of the diabetes medication that I was on, I was suffering from very severe side effects. So much so I went to the doctor and I said, I can't deal with these side effects anymore. So they have completely changed my diabetes medication. I'm now on 2 other types of medication, and I now have to prick my finger or fingers 5 times a day, like I've got bruised fingertips. I have to prick my finger as soon as I wake up in the morning, 2 hours after breakfast, 2 hours after lunch, just before dinner, and 2 hours after dinner, and keep a diary. So I've just started to do that, especially now that the doctor has given me an additional medication to take. They want to see how my sugar levels are with both of those tablets. So today is the second day of having to do that. Oh, my apologies. The other thing we've had going on, Shane, my husband Shane, they thought he had a stroke when he had his eye issue. We've been to lots of specialists and found out that is in fact not the case. Shane has been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called myasthenia gravis, and it is a disease he is now going to have for the rest of his life. It is a life-altering autoimmune disease, and we're just in the process of going through all of the testing and all of that sort of thing. Essentially, his body is attacking itself, and at the moment, so I've got Ollie here scratching. At the moment, it's only affecting his eye, and of course, it's making him very tired and fatigued, which is one of the symptoms of myasthenia gravis. But the problem we have is that this disease affects all of the non-controllable muscles. So things like breathing, chewing, swallowing, that sort of thing. So at any time, he can have what is called a flare-up, which means he may not be able to breathe or swallow or chew. So we have to constantly be aware of that and keep an eye on him. And if that happens, we have to rush him to hospital for medical intervention. He can be on medication, thank goodness. He will be on medication for the rest of his life. But at the moment, the doctors, we go and see a neurological ophthalmologist about his eye. And we also are seeing a neurologist now about the neurologist is the one that we will constantly see him all the time about this disease. So at the moment, Shane is on a very strong dose of steroids to kill his immune system. And then once they've done that, they will slowly reduce the amount of steroids he's on. So that way he has some level of an immune system that he has something to fight, illnesses against, but not enough that his body can attack itself. It's a very fine line. So we're in the process of doing that. He's still working. He's able to work. He does get very tired, and he's very susceptible to catching colds now. So, he's in Darwin working at the moment, and he's had a cold for 2 weeks. And as I said to him, you really need to understand that if you're near anyone that has a cough or a cold, you're going to catch it unless you're wearing a mask, they're wearing a mask, and he has to keep right on top of it. If he cuts himself, we really need to, doctor that quickly so that there's no secondary infections that become involved, because then that could cause him to go to hospital. So we're in the middle of doing that at the moment. Also, in regards to the house, we haven't really done much to the house at all. We've had a couple of people out now to give us quotes on custom cabinetry, which one of the quotes come back and it was ridiculously expensive. And then the other fellow, we still don't have the quote. But in the meantime, Shane's decided, because I love IKEA furniture, love it. So Shane's been looking at IKEA as to what we could do if we did it ourselves. Shane's very, very clever at putting together IKEA furniture. Me, not so. I spend like a couple of hours reading the instructions and then very slowly put it together. Shane just empties out the box and away he goes. He just starts. He's very good with that sort of thing. So we're looking at doing the custom cabinetry for what we need for the majority of things through IKEA, different storage solutions. The only thing we can't do that with is the walk-in pantry. So what we are thinking of doing is sending our designs to the kit home company that we bought this kit home from, and see how much they will quote to do the inside of the pantry for us as a kit. get it delivered, and then we can put it together. So because of that, we still haven't unpacked, loads of things, which it's annoying in one way, but in another, not so, because what that does is it really makes me rethink, do I really need all that stuff? Like, we've been in the house now since the beginning of April, and here it is now at the beginning of August, and 4 months, and yes, there's stuff we need, but there's loads of stuff we don't need as well. So it's been both a hindrance and a blessing, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do, once we get all the cupboards and everything else that we need, we were really going to systematically go through everything that we still have packed to decide, do we really need it or don't we need it? And then I'll donate it. So yeah. But other than that, that's about it for me. As I said, I've got the retreat down in Ballarat next week. My lovely friend Shana, hey Shana, I was going to meet there. She's not going now. So there'll be people going to the retreat that I know from online, but I don't know if there's anyone going to the retreat that I've met personally. I don't know. But anyway, it'll be a good 3 days of stitching, and just to be able to get away and just have a bit of a holiday. I need that. I'm a little bit stressed at the moment. So the doctor said to me, it was quite funny when I went to see the doctor about my sugar. The doctor said, oh, stress causes sugar levels to go up. Are you under any stress? And I just laughed like a maniac. And I went, let me tell you about my stress levels. And was telling me, and the doctor was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, yeah. Look, I said, normally I'm pretty easygoing. I take things on the chin. I said, but, between work, home, medical issues, we still haven't sold the house in Sydney yet, so we've still got that as well. There's lots going on. So I said to him, am I under stress? Yes, absolutely. But anyway, never mind. Look, we get given what we can deal with, right? So I just keep thinking there's a lot of people out there a lot more worse off than what we are. So we just deal with what we deal with and we move on. Can't really do much else. So yeah. So that's it from me. I will be back again with you beginning of September to do an August catch up. So I'll share some stories and tell you how I went at the retreat. I don't think I'll be starting any big diamond painting projects. I'll just be I'll just be doing the off canvas stuff to try and get that done. I do love the way I've got this canvas piece sitting on the table in front of the window here, and I just love the way the light comes in and shines off it. It's just, it's sort of meditative in a way, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. Anyway, I'm waffling now. So I'm off. Thank you so much for watching and joining me. Stay safe and well until the beginning of September when we have our next catch up. I'll catch you then. Don't forget, if you want to be in the running to get this, just put the word chart, CHRT, down in the comments, and I'll draw it next month. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you later. Bye.